you're not busy for the first time in a long time.
That, my friend, is an understatement.
What's that transition like when you go from, literally one of the most complex and time-consuming jobs in America to having all the time in the world?
Well, it's interesting because I didn't have a plan for this, and so I'm in December, and all of a sudden I'm not going to the office anymore. And as you look at this, you look at the whole thing, how it plays out. I didn't realize my schedule until I backed away from it, and just how remarkably complex and time-consuming. And every minute of the day, I'd get up and work out at 6 o'clock and 5:30 in the morning, and then go and have coffee with my friends, get in the office by 7:30, have staff meeting at 8, and have recruit and all the. I didn't realize it. I did not realize, because you live the life, and that's what you did. And so I'm glad I'm out of the. I was head football coach 15 years here, and 10 at Toledo for 25 years, and so most head coaches last about a little over six years. And so I did it 25, and I'm spending the time right. I'm spending time with my family, and health-wise, I'm doing pretty good. So for all the right reasons, even though I miss the players and I miss game day, I'm really glad what I did.
I know you're still watching the games, whether it be in person or on TV. How do you watch a game now? Because it's been a long time since you viewed the game from something other than the perspective of the head coach.
Yeah, I can still watch it as a coach. It's probably too much. I remember the first home game we were at West Virginia. I did it at my house, and my family, my wife had a bunch of people over because she thought it'd be a little easier on me. Well, I woke up, wired. I didn't think I was, and she looked at me and goes, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "Nothing." My eyes are like this big. I've been playing or coaching football for 55 straight years, so there's been adjustments. To say it's just been really easy, it hasn't, but it's not been difficult either. I say to people that the thing that I enjoyed the most, I loved, is when all the preparation was done, all this worry was done, all the stuff that, like you talk about coaches, you playing late at night and have to sit there all Saturday in the agony and all that. I like being on the sideline, put my headset on, and see the umpire, referee in the end zone, start it all up, and that I loved game day.
You get to reflect now, which is something you mentioned you never did when you were still in it. So when you reflect on games, players, moments, what do you think about?
Oh, there's so many things. There's so many games. I think the last 10 years, the first 5 years, we're building our program, but the last 10, when you look at the winning percentage of every Power 5 team in the nation over those 10 years, we were the 15th winningest program in the nation. And I'm very, very proud of that. We also won 5 divisional championships in that 10 years. So we brought championships here. There was a lot of great games. I mean, I can mention one, I'd have to mention 15, 20. But, that we could inherit a program that had 2 winning seasons in 17 years, and then, finish at that level, championships, not only winning, but championships. Failed to get in the national championship game, that we almost did a few times. And more importantly, we did the right things for kids. We graduated our athletes 90+% for the entire time I was here, all 15 years. We had a lot of great people that were part of that, and there's a lot of great memories. I mean, there's many, and game-wise, we talk an hour about games, and there were so many significant games that have a real historical place in University of Missouri football, and I just feel proud that I was part of it.
Moving forward, what do you hope to do for Mizzou football, the University of Missouri? What are your goals moving forward for your involvement with this university?
Well, again, Barry's going to do a great job, and I just want to help him resource-wise, and that's I'm pretty selfish. It's about football and resource and about facilities, and we've done a lot of good things. The east side has been really great. What's happened on that side of the stadium? We've done a lot of good things, but we need to build a new football complex. That I'm going to help raise funds for that. I have a passion for it. So I'm going to be here forever. I'm not going to be here for 6, 7 years, even though I'm on a 3-year contract right now. Whether I'm on a contract or not, I'm always going to be here to help Mizzou, in any way I can.
When you talk to people about that new football complex, which looks like it's going to be in the south side of the stadium, what's your pitch to them?
Well, it's quite simple. When we got in this league in the SEC, people called me, curators called me. Chancellor called me, several people called me, asked about getting in the league, and what do you think about getting in the SEC? And I said it's the greatest league in football. But if you drive around, look at all the stadiums, and like we do, we visit all these places and play games, you understand that facilities are a premium. And if you want to be in the race, okay, you have to build and have the same resources and facility-wise that all the other kids do. Every player who goes on four visits to 3 other SEC schools, and they come here, they're going to walk in the football complex, and that 18-year-old kid is going to come away with kind of where that rates and where it is. And it is hugely important that we, make sure that we build the facilities so that when that 18-year-old recruit walks in there, one of the best players in the nation, he chooses to come to Missouri because Missouri is like all the teams in the SEC. They're out front. Their complexes, one of the best there is going to help me be a better player, better student. And that's the kind of commitment we have to have, and that's my commitment to the university and building that for Barry. So Barry can do things that I didn't do here.